In this video, we'll be solving another SQL problem from LeetCode. The problem is called Reformat Department Table. So we have a department table, and in that we have columns ID, revenue, and month. So the table contains the information about the revenue of each department per month. And the month has values in January to December. So it says we have to reformat the table such that there is a department ID column and a revenue column for each month. So this is the input table, department table, and we have the input table like this. Like for ID 1, department ID 1, we have revenue 8,000 for January, and for the same department we have revenue of 7,000 for February, and for the same department ID 1 we have revenue 6,000 for March. And we want output something like this. We want them in a single row. So instead of revenue and month, we want these columns: January revenue, February revenue, March revenue. So if you look at here, now the department IDs will be unique. Here they were duplicates. So if we pick the first department ID, the January revenue is 8,000. So we have 8,000 here. Then February revenue is this one. So we have 7,000 here. The March revenue is 6,000 and we have 6,000 here, right? And for rest of the months we have nulls. And similarly for department ID 2 and 3. So what we will do is we'll create these columns and we'll put the values of the revenue in those fields. How we will do that? So for this we will be using the case when statement. So let's see how we can do that. So what we will do is we'll do a select ID comma case when month is equal to Jan. If month is equal to Jan, let's pick this record. So the month is Jan. So what I want is I want this value, then revenue, and as now I will rename the column and I will call this as Jan revenue. So now this is now we have got the Jan revenue column, this one. Similarly, we will do this for rest as well. So what we will do is, let me copy this: February, March, May, June, July, from department. So let me rename this, it will take some time. Similarly, I have to rename the columns as well. I missed March. December. I think we are good. Now let's run this and see what we've got. And let's order by order ID, department ID, sorry, order by ID. So this is our input and we have got something like this. As you can see, we have got again 3 ones because so we have gone row by row. So for the first row, we have got 8,000 and rest of the fields are null. Then for this row, for February, it is 7,000. We have got 7,000, but rest of the fields are null. Now for the third record as well, the March, we have got the March revenue, but it is in another row. So what we have to do is we have to aggregate these three records into a single record. So we will do a group by on ID. So what we will do is we will do a group by ID, and we need to use some aggregate function as well. So we will use the sum. So let me just copy this. Now let me run this again. Again it is wrong. Let's see what's the problem. Okay, so the problem is with the naming of the columns. Some syntax error. So this will be NOV. Let me run this again. And it is accepted. So let me just reiterate. So what we have done is, first of all, we have created these new columns and we have filled these columns with the revenue, and we have used a case when condition, like when the month is Jan, so we have run this query on this table. So when the month is Jan, when month is equal to Jan, then fill the table from revenue column, that is 8,000, and we will put that into January revenue, and similarly for rest of the months. After that, we have to aggregate. So for aggregation, we have done a group by on ID, and we used a sum function. So I hope you guys understood, but still, if you have any doubts or if you have any better solution, please post them in the comment section. Thank you.